Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Longbox Chronicles Month here on Reaction and Review. Tonight, guys, I'm taking a look at an action film from 2003. That movie is Hulk. Yeah, guys, I'm going to tackle Ang Lee's Hulk film, you see. I heard a lot of horrible things about this movie when it first came out. And to be totally frank with you, even way back in 2003, the ads for it looked friggin' terrible. So I wasn't even interested in checking it out in the first place. I will say, I have seen a little bit of this already, and that's because the Sci-Fi Channel used to run this thing constantly. I was channel surfing one day, and I watched about it enough to figure out it was Ang Lee's Hulk film, and then I changed the goddamn channel. So, probably about 1.5 to 2 minutes of it. So, perhaps, though, maybe I'm a little bit too cynical about this. This could easily be good, and I'm kind of hoping for it to at least be somewhat decent. But the only way I'm going to find out is if I shut up and I push play, and I'm going to do that right now. So, without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Hulk. Wow, we not only have a cameo from Stan Lee, we also have one from Lou fucking Ferrigno. Oh, that is awesome! This movie so far is boring as shit, but the fucking cameos were really cool. Wow. I just saw a frog explode. That was kind of sick, but again, sort of cool. I really was not quite expecting that. You know, guys, by this point in the movie, I was kind of expecting us to have been hit with something kind of sort of resembling a plot. But no, this fucking movie has got glacial pacing, and it's really just taking a kind of a boring movie and making it even worse, because nothing's fucking happening. We've had maybe 5 minutes of shit I would say is actually relevant and about a half an hour of filler, and that's just bullshit, man. My God. Guys, I had just found out exactly how bad this fucking movie is. The writing in this thing and the direction in this movie is so bad that Sam Elliott can't even make this dialogue work. Sam Elliott's one of those actors who you could fucking give him anything and he could make it work. Even his acting in this thing fucking sucks. That is just fucking depressing, guys. So, wait a sec here. Wait a fucking minute here. So, as the Hulk gets angrier, he grows larger. That makes absolutely zero fucking sense, but then again, it is probably the only interesting thing about this movie I'm ever gonna fucking see, so I'm just gonna have to roll with it, I guess. Okay, so Banner's dad is now the absorbing man. Interesting. Granted, it's a little bit different, but fuck, that actually is kind of interesting. I really sort of wish that the rest of the movie was that fucking creative or cool, but sadly, the rest of it hasn't been. Let me see if I understand this. Talbot was there the last time Bruce turned into the Hulk. He saw that pissing him off just makes him grow bigger, so what does he do? He tries to drill him in the forehead, which pisses him off more and makes him fucking grow. I swear to God, every character in this fucking movie is clinically fucking retarded, and it's getting really depressing, guys. Wow, you know, guys, you would almost think that watching the Hulk go and rampage through a major city like fucking San Francisco would be a good thing, right? It would be a really cool, it'd be a real interesting thing. No, this is fucking dull. But then again, that's because it's taken them this fucking long for the Hulk to do anything of any real value or of any real interest. So really, it's kind of a case of too little, too late. You know what I mean? Did they just shoot a gamma bomb at the Hulk? A character whose very creation came from gamma radiation. Isn't that kind of counterproductive? Wouldn't that just more or less like wouldn't that actually recharge him instead of fucking kill him? You know, guys, it's these sorts of lapses in common sense which make me hate bullshit movies like this. You know what I mean? You guys have no fucking clue how happy I am to finally see credits. Jesus God. Well, guys, that was Hulk. Oh, fuck me running. Okay. Wow. I have so much to talk about, and I have to try to condense it all. Well, but hey, speaking of condensing, why don't I start with the writing? And I'm going to mention a pattern I've noticed. Well, it can't really be a pattern. This is only the second movie I've seen, which was directed by fucking Ang Lee. But both this and his other work I've seen, which was Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, they both have the same issue. Pacing. They both have absolutely glacial pacing. They have, absolutely lengthy stretches where nothing happens. Nothing which is helping build the characters, nothing which is helping forward the plot, nothing of any interest or value happens for most of the movie. Oh my God. Now, before anyone thinks I'm one of these simpletons who's saying that we need to have action for the entire film, I'm not saying that. But the very fact that you set up about 15 minutes of plot in the first half hour, and the rest of it is essentially just padding, which is just kind of sort of telling us again and again the exact same points you've already fucking made, that isn't good pacing. That's bad filmmaking. Oh my God. And by the way, when your movie's called Hulk, it's about the Hulk character. The fact that the Hulk doesn't show up and really, truly show up outside of in some little cameo in Banner's head 40 minutes in is not good pacing, alright? Okay, I could totally understand a movie about a comic book character and having it take 40 minutes to get to said comic book character if their fucking origin was something deep. The Hulk has nothing deep about him. Alright? The Hulk is a scientist 9 times out of 10, depending on the origin. He gets blasted with gamma rays one way or the other, and he has anger issues. This movie also worked in that he has daddy issues. That took me about 40 seconds to sum up, probably. I'm taking a wild estimate there. It shouldn't take you 40 goddamned minutes to go from origin to Hulk. It shouldn't take 40 minutes to build up that. It should take maybe 20 minutes. But of course, that's because the first 15 minutes of the movie is all built up on essentially a prologue showing us exactly what kind of a douchebag Banner's dad is. Which, to be totally frank, you only need about 2 minutes to fucking do that. And while I'm on the subject of David Banner, of Bruce Banner's dad, at what point was setting off a gamma bomb in the middle of a military installation not grounds for immediate execution as either somebody committing an act of treason or as a domestic terrorist? I have to ask this because that's exactly what he fucking does in the first 15 minutes is he sets off a gamma bomb, purposely sets off a gamma bomb in the middle of a military installation, killing Christ only knows how many people. And then they say countless times that they basically just tossed him away. They shouldn't have tossed him away, they should have fucking strung him up. But hey, perhaps just maybe I don't know a damn thing about, US laws. I don't know. But I could have sworn that if you committed an act of domestic terrorism, you were fucking executed. That, is just me. Seeing as how he was working for the government and he set off the bomb on a government installation, that would probably also count as treason, which is immediate hanging. There isn't even a fucking trial then. You're caught, you're hanged. They caught him. You see them catch him in a flashback later on in the film. How the fuck does he get loose? Because they cut him loose. Which tells me, guys, because when they caught him, they threw him in a straitjacket, that means that the lesson here is that if you set off a bomb in the U.S., you basically can just go, oh, sorry, guys, crazy, and they'll just set you free. Yeah, lesson fucking learned. You learn something new every goddamn day. Oh my god. Our characters don't know how to project emotion at all. And when it comes, and the Hulk is a character who's built entirely on emotion. He is a character built from rage. And the fact that, well, I'll talk about this more in the acting. There is no real rage in sight. It really kind of makes the whole thing feel like an absolute joke. Our characters are all ridiculously flat, and I'm saying flat even by the standards of the Hulk comics, because the Hulk comics are some of the most shallow fucking things Marvel has ever published. So, you know, I understand that they didn't have a whole lot to work with, but god damn it, I've seen better Hulk movies made before this and made after this. So the fact that this thing sucks this bad is just absolutely inexcusable. But yeah, guys, the fucking writing here is terrible. Our dialogue is clumsy and just absolutely god-awful. Our story itself is just so poorly paced out, it's just terrible. The writing here is probably one of the biggest faults, and it's probably the reason why the acting is so bad. I'd like to say right now that Eric fucking Bana doesn't know how to play angry. Which is sad, because he plays as Bruce Banner. He plays as the guy who turns into the Hulk. He has to be able to show anger in order to turn into a character born purely from anger, and he can't do it. Every time he tries to show anger, it looks less like pure anger and looks more like a 2-year-old pitching a mild hissy fit. It doesn't fucking work. The only character who actually tries to show any kind of actual fucking emotional range, and I'm going to use that term as loose as possible, is Nick Nolte. Because, see, who else we have? We have Sam Elliott, who phones it in and gives the most wooden performance in his entire fucking career, which is sad because Sam Elliott can do so much better. And Jennifer Connelly, who plays as Betty Ross, apparently plays everything up. It doesn't matter if it's anger, sorrow, sadness, happiness, love. She plays all of it up as if she's basically about 2 seconds away from just breaking down and fucking crying. This is not good acting, guys. And I just listed off a handful of actors who've all proven in the past that they know how to act. All right, I know that Nick Nolte, Sam Elliott, and Jennifer Connelly can all fucking act. What the hell is the excuse here? The closest I can come up with is that Ang Lee doesn't know how to fucking direct, which would probably also explain why there are large gaps between most lines. Guys, this is the Hulk. This is not fucking Twilight. We don't need gaps between every line big enough to drive a truck through, okay? We don't need that. That's probably also why the goddamn thing clocks in at 2 hours and 18 minutes, because there's those large gaps between most fucking lines. It's incredibly awkward pauses that causes the entire film to just stretch out to a length that just absolutely sucks. Oh my god. Yeah, the acting in this thing is fucking terrible. Special effects. I want to say one goddamn thing here, right now, straight up. I want to talk about consistency. I'm not going to talk about how the Hulk changes size because they fucking made that a fucking plot point. I'm going to assume that they made it a plot point because the people who worked on the special effects were not able to keep the Hulk at one base size. But what they could have done is they could have kept them the same fucking shade of green. I'm going to tell you guys right now, when you have 3 different shots, 3 different angles, and the Hulk is a different shade of green in each goddamned angle, there is something the fuck wrong with your movie, and that happens here. Constantly. The Hulk is constantly changing from bright green to pale green to kind of sort of a like darker green, lighter green, a mid-range green, a grayish green. He changes color constantly. I do not think I ever saw him the exact same shade twice, which is really fucking bad, okay? And I don't want to hear that he gets greener as he gets madder, because we already know that he gets bigger when he gets madder. Oh my god. Okay, sound mix. I don't know, because the version that I fucking BitTorrented here, the audio is so goddamn low that I had to turn on the subtitles, and if these are the subtitles which came directly off the Blu-ray, because the BitTorrent claimed that this was a Blu-ray rip, then the subtitles are missing about a third of the fucking dialogue. It's very, very good that I could actually kind of hear it, but I wanted to make certain. So, yeah, I couldn't hear any fucking music in this movie, so I can't even talk about the soundtrack, the sound mix. Well, again, if this right here is a problem on the Blu-ray, then the fucker is mixed poorly because everything is too goddamn quiet. Again, though, that actually could just be the copy that I downloaded, so I'm not going to fault it there, unless I'm stupid enough to spend money on the Blu-ray and find out that maybe it is, in fact, that bad on the Blu-ray. So yeah, guys, music, I can't fucking say anything because I couldn't hear any of it. Oh my god. Boy, is there anything else I want to talk about? Oh, yeah, if you're gonna make a villain, and you're gonna base it off of a Marvel villain, it'd be nice if you kept that villain's powers and not start borrowing from another publisher's villain. You see, guys, because Bruce Banner's dad, David Banner, when he goes and he blasts himself with, gamma rays and these nanomed things that are what turns his son into the Hulk, he essentially turns into a Marvel villain, which is known as the Absorbing Man. And his power is that if he touches something, his body will turn into it. So that pretty much means that if he touches steel, his whole body turns to steel. Apparently that wasn't good enough, so they then decided to borrow powers from one of DC Comics' lesser-known villains, Parasite. Parasite's power is that when he touches somebody, he gets their power, similar to Rogue from the X-Men, but Parasite was made first. Anyway, so we have this guy who's trying to siphon off his son's power, which wouldn't have worked if he was actually Absorbing Man. I totally understand I'm just kind of having like a bit of a nerd moment here, but god damn it, again, I would have liked it if they could have kept at least some level of consistency here, because also at no time is he able to siphon off anybody else's life force or power or whatever the fuck until he touches his son. So even though he's not able to control the power when he's touching, steel or stone or anything else, he's able to control it when he touches his son. It doesn't make any goddamn sense, and of course that's going right back to the god-awful writing in this thing. I'm going to cut to the chase right now, guys. When all is said and done, am I able to recommend Hulk? No. Fuck no. The very fact that there are 3 movies based on the 1970s Hulk TV show, which were far better than this, and then they made another Hulk movie a couple of years later, which was vastly better than this. There's no reason to bother with this piece of shit. None. I don't know any human being who could sit down, watch this thing, and go, you know what? This thing here was actually good, and I'm kind of pissed that Ang Lee was not allowed to make sequels. Ang Lee was not allowed to make sequels because Ang Lee apparently can't make a good movie to save his fucking soul. He's proven this with this, he proved it with Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and it's because of those I am not going to waste the time on Life of Pi or Brokeback Mountain or anything else that talentless sack of shit does until somebody tells me that he knows how to make a movie with proper fucking pacing and with a story that actually makes some semblance of fucking sense. Anyway, guys, I am done fucking raging. I'm gonna go watch something better. You know what? I still have to watch the 6th episode of fucking Sherlock. I'm gonna go do that right now because, god damn it, I need to watch something good. So yes, guys, with that, we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.